What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks, y'all. I'm coming to y'all with a review for Married to Medicine Season 12, Episode 1. I'm so happy that Married to Medicine is back. I did not enjoy last season. The main reason why I didn't enjoy the last season was because, you know, it was because Sweet Tea was the punching bag the entire season. And now that Sweet Tea is gone, the drama is going to happen amongst our core group of girls. And this is what I wanted to see. So we start out with some type of beef between Quad and Simone. Apparently Simone went on Sweet Tea's YouTube show alleging that Quad's going to need some help paying her mortgage, and how is she going to be able to keep up with her finances and things of that nature. Apparently, Quad had invited Simone 2 hours prior to her birthday party and Simone was like, who's going to go to a birthday party 2 hours before, it's actually supposed to take place? Like, who would actually attend that birthday party when you got to get hair, makeup, dress, all that good stuff? So this whole beef between Quad and Simone is real petty to me. We all know that Simone is one to hold a grudge. We all know that Simone is one to hold on to her anger towards someone. Her whole thing with Toya went on for 2 or 3 seasons, and they were finally able to get things together around season 3 or season 4. It's a whole thing. It's a real whole thing, and to me, it's real petty. And to me, it seems like Quad really don't care about this whole beef. It seems like Simone is the one who is the agitator in the situation. Me personally, I never really cared for Simone. I honestly don't know or don't understand what she necessarily brings to the show. Besides a loud mouth, because she's just loud. That's all Simone does is yell, and it's very, 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 very annoying. But anyways, we also see that Toya is in a new house. Excuse me. I'm not sure how many houses she and Eugene have lived in. By the way, Eugene is my favorite husband on the show. Like, he's my favorite husband on the show. He doesn't let Toya run him over. He has a mind of his own. He's a very hard worker, like an extremely hard worker. Right now, he's working outside of the Atlanta area, so he's been gone for 5 days at a time, up to 5 days at a time. Toya's not necessarily happy with that, but you're getting all this money from your man in order to be able to live in this beautiful house. The new house that they're in is absolutely gorgeous. I was going to try to say, what number house is this compared to how many seasons that we've had of Married to Medicine. But anyways, Toya's, she's not happy about Eugene's current work schedule. We also see Toya and Simone get together. Toya and Simone are getting together, and Toya wants to know why Simone has such an issue with Quad. Simone, tells Toya exactly what her issue is with Quad, and what her gripe is with her at this moment. And then Toya brings up the fact that Dr. Heavenly's son Eugene Jr. got arrested, and Simone confirms that that is true. Surprisingly, we saw none of Dr. Heavenly during this first episode, but apparently Dr. Heavenly has been demoted to a friend of the show, and I believe that's due to her running for local office in Atlanta. I think she wants to be a state representative of some sort. And when that comes up at Mimi's, polo and horses party a little bit later, Toya just laughs. She's like, because we know Toya's never seen it for Heavenly, because Heavenly has been talking shit about Toya since she came onto the scene. But anyway, saying that Toya is not the brightest person in the bunch. But, it is what it is. And I think there might be a little bit of truth to that. But anyways, so apparently Mimi, whom I love Mimi and her husband. I can't remember what his name was, but apparently he loves to wear his Louis Vuitton. And I love a man who, pays attention to his fashion. It's really great. And Mimi is a fun time girl, and I'm not surprised that she's getting close to Quad. Me personally, I've never had the best opinion about Quad. I don't think Quad really wants to be friends with anyone on the show. I think Quad just wants to be on TV. But Quad is great for the show. Quad is great for the show. I don't think there will be a Married to Medicine without Quad and Heavenly, to be honest. I don't know if the other ladies will be able to hold the show on their backs without Quad and Heavenly. They are essential for the show, in my opinion. But anyways, so Quad and Mimi are, on the great foot. And Mimi's having this polo and horses party. And a couple things stood out to me during this party. I'm not talking about the entire episode. I'm just talking about the things that stood out to me. So, Jackie is upset with Toya because Toya said on Watch What Happens Live, that Jackie's husband Curtis has, had his hands on plenty of women on the cast, and so Jackie took offense to that. And Jackie says, that's what you said does not is not a good representation of who my husband is. And then Toya says, today. So, apparently Jackie's going to have issue with Toya. But, Jackie, you have to understand that your husband, Curtis, has an affinity for women who are not you. I mean, Jackie's my favorite cast member on Married to Medicine. That's just, I just love every time that she's on the screen. But Jackie does some weird shit because when she meets Brandy, who is, I believe, a nurse, if I'm not mistaken, the first thing that comes out of Jackie's mouth is your thyroid enlarged? Like, why would you say that? Like, what? Why is this a topic of discussion? Like, apparently, those who are in the medical field have been saying that, it's a little obvious that Brandy's thyroid might be enlarged, but you don't bring that up in front of everyone. Like, that's something you take someone to the side and say, hey girl, is your thyroid enlarged? I am a trained medical professional, you know what I'm saying? I could probably help you out with that. But I don't know why Dr. Jackie said that. That was very cringy. But anyways, then we get to Simone being her loud self, asking everyone in the group, who would go to a birthday party when you've been invited 2 hours prior to the start time of the birthday party? No one necessarily raises their hands. And Mimi is like, y'all, we're not going to do this at my event. We're not going to do this, at my house. We don't have time for this. And Toya is getting into the conversation as well. And she's saying, like, when are you guys going to squash this? And, Quad says there will come a time we'll be able to do that. And they show previews of upcoming episodes in the season. And apparently this is going to drag on through the entire season. It'll be interesting to see how Heavenly fits into the group. And I have to say this, I don't know why Dr. Contessa is here. Granted, I think her husband Scott is a very attractive man. I love seeing him on screen. But I don't know why Contessa is here. She has no friends, zero friends in this group whatsoever. Like, no one really talks to her. She hasn't filmed. The only person that she filmed with one-on-one last season was Sweet Tea, because Sweet Tea was on the outs with all the other girls. So I don't know why Contessa is here, but she's here nonetheless. But I think this is going to be a pretty good season of Married to Medicine. Once again, because Sweet Tea is out of the way, the conflict will happen within the group. And that is my favorite type of conflict. But what do you guys think about this season 12 opener? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know you're enjoying the content on my channel. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Last thing, be sure to join me every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for my live Hot Topics and social commentary show. I go live with Prophetic Fire Reiki, aka my sister Jennifer, as well as our friend Bianca Edwards. We always have a nice kiki about the latest happenings and goings on in the world. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, y'all.